Hi friends, this part of the trip we ended up in the Jorgens Campground, that's part of the Sheyenne National Grasslands. It's a lot of flat land. You can see in some of the drive-in video here, it is just miles and miles of flat land. Not a lot of excitement, a lot of corn, whole lot of corn, but we found this campsite, and it's a free campsite, and so we ended up getting up there and settling in for 5 days. We stopped at some really nice rest areas along the way to let Lefty get out and stretch his legs. I don't like to go for longer than 2 hours without stopping to let him get out and stretch out. He's a good traveling dog. He definitely just hunkers down in the truck when it's time to drive, and mostly just sleeps. So I like to get him up and out and let him use the bathroom and stretch his legs out as often as I can. So we were on Interstate 29 heading north, and you can see here we're about 30 minutes away from the campground. We finally got off of the interstate here onto surface road right here, more corn, and then the last 4 miles were on a maintained dirt and gravel road. I didn't get any video of that. I had put the camera down at that point. There was some oncoming traffic on those dirt roads. A lot of pickup trucks and horse trailers. A lot of horses out in this area. So here's the Jorgens Hollow showing up on the map here. Come on. Over here. Horsey's down there, just letting the engine cool off. We drove about 4 hours total today. Hi friends, so we're at the Jorgens Campground. This is in Grasslands, North Dakota. It's a nice camp. It's a free camp. They're not charging any fees. And it's posted that it's going to eventually have fees, but they just don't have it yet. Lefty is just going bonkers over these horses. You can hear that. The whinnying. And he just... Hey. Okay. Okay. So we're set up here. Hey. Hey. Come on. So out there in the distance, you can see there's some grassland fields. They got some walking trails. They're maintained and posted, with signage. Hey, I know you want to play with the horses, but you can't. You gotta be a good boy. Okay? You gotta be a good boy. So we've gone on 2 walks already today. And he's just super wound up. So yesterday, I stopped on the way in here. We stopped at a Walmart and picked up some steaks. And so last night I got out the little Coleman grill and we cooked steak and onions. I've got some folks over here. I don't want to intrude on their space. We're on the other side, Left. Over here. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm going to cook another steak today. I saved 1 frying pan. So I have a frying pan, tongs, steak knife, fork. So the campsite's about 1/3 of the way full. A lot of empty spots. There's a couple empty spots right there. A couple of empty spots over here. There's a well water pump back this way. Right over there. You got to pump it about 20 times to get it to go. And some kids. Good morning. So we're on our 2nd morning here, 3rd morning here, I'm not sure. So I've got the generator running this morning, just topping off the batteries. It's like yesterday or this morning, the whole campground cleared out except for there's one other camp over there, but that's it. So it's quite empty here now. So what I'm gonna do today is do a little bit of video work, and we're gonna cook up a steak this afternoon, steak and onions out here on the grill, and take this guy for a WALK. Oh, he wants those utensils in that frying pan so bad. You just can't reach it, can you? I got you. Okay. So it's kind of daunting here. It's interesting being almost alone. I mean, if that one guy over there wasn't here, I would feel I've never been in a campground all by myself. So I'm gonna hook up Lefty to the short leash and we'll walk around the campground a little bit. Still gotta hold on. Okay, so let's let's take a walk around and look at this campground. So each spot has a fire ring and a picnic table. And the spots are pretty level. I'm level on mine. The first spot I had pulled into, I was not level. That wasn't the reason I moved. The reason was all of the bugs. There was... Well, I took the generator out of the cabinet, set it down, and I'm not kidding. 5 seconds, it was covered with these small little bugs. I don't know what they were, but then within another 30 seconds, the whole extension cord was covered with them. So they were attracted to, and the generator wasn't running at this point. So they were attracted to, I don't know, the plastic? I'm not sure. But then I got concerned that the whole truck was gonna get covered with these bugs. So I scouted out and found a better location. Had some more sunlight, wasn't so nestled up in the woods, a little bit drier, and we moved real quick. So this is the grassland here. You can see it's really peaceful. Out there, don't know if you can pick them up, but there's some animals. I don't know if they're cows or sheep. It's posted that there's sheep grazing here and that there's dogs, the herding dogs. There's a sign here that's just warning about that these dogs are out there. So there are hiking trails and I think, horse riding trails up here. And I believe there's actually a horse focused RV camp right up the street. I looked on Google Maps, Google Earth, and you can see the campground with spots for pulling in your truck with your horse trailer on it to access these trails. So yesterday we took a pretty good walk up in these hills here. I got to run Lefty. I would really love to be able to unhook him from the leash out here, but I just don't know. I can't trust him, and I think he might make a beeline for those. I think they're cows as I'm looking at them now. I think he might go straight at them, and I can't have that, I don't want him to get injured. I don't want him to bother the animals. And I don't know that I could get out there to hook him back up to the leash if he takes off on me. I used to let him off the leash at our local walking area, the Little League fields, but only for short periods of time. And he doesn't take off, but he also doesn't respond to me telling him to come back. But if I catch up with him, he doesn't keep running. He doesn't try to run away from me. He'll let me walk right up to him and hook the leash back up. But that's only if I can catch up to him. Now at the house, when he's gotten out the door, he just takes off. He literally just takes off with no concern for rules or regulations or anything. He just hauls butt. And one time, the Brenda from up the street was over. She had Apollo, her dog, and Lefty got out the door of the house. He went out to them, and then you could see where he lifted his head up, had the realization that he wasn't hooked to anything, and he turned and just hauled ass and ran all through the neighborhoods. I had to chase him down, and I caught up to him, and he didn't keep running. He let me come up and grab him, and he had no collar or anything on that time, so I had to grab him by his neck, the skin of his neck, and politely walk him back to the house. So that's what I'm afraid of. He just gets this spirit in him. I mean, when he realizes he's not hooked, he just takes off, and I can't have that out here, because that would be devastating to not be able to catch him. And if he got loose up in these hills, I don't know if I've ever find him. And I don't know that he'd come back. That's the problem. I think he would, but I just don't know. Hey, oh, this is his grass. He found some great grass over here. He is definitely a grass eater, always has been. He doesn't eat it to throw up, he just eats it. I don't know if he's vegan or what, but he just goes at it. And he found this patch over here. Oh yeah, that's the good grass. I posted an Instagram of him, a little quick video of him eating this grass. It's a great little video. We're in the Dakota prairie grasslands, and he found the good grass for sure. Dude, what are you doing? Lefty, what are you doing? Okay, come on. Come on. We can come back and get more later. It's not going anywhere. Come on. Come on. Get some last bites. Come on, pup. Come on. Let's go.